morning, folks. As I said yesterday, we were going to try to get out today and do a little bit of riding and try out this new Ultimate seat. So far, I'm impressed with it. The wife, not so much, but it's definitely a different type of seat than what we had with the stock. It's very firm, but first impressions, but I can tell I'm actually a little bit more comfortable on it because it's taking the pressure off my tailbone. Now we'll see as the day progresses how I really like it and how much pain I'm in by the end of the trip today. That's usually the telltale sign, but as of right now, I'm definitely impressed with it. If you watch my videos before, you know my wife don't talk on the camera. I tried to coax her into it a little while ago, and she said that she didn't want to give a review, so I guess I'm going to be her mouthpiece. But overall, like I've read, I posted on a couple of the Goldwing forums on Facebook, and even Jarvis Biker, he had mentioned that it was going to take a few miles for it to break in to get to where it's really comfortable. It kind of creates that saddle effect to where you'll kind of fit the seat to you, which I'm really looking forward to. I've never had one. I've always bought used bikes, so I guess most of the seats that I've had were fit to somebody else. But we're headed out here to my buddy's house, Kevin Barnhill, and his wife we're gonna ride today, and don't know where we end up going, but we're just gonna, I guess, put some miles down, maybe get a cup of coffee somewhere. We had talked about maybe going into New Bern or Oriental or somewhere like that. But that's the good thing about riding motorcycles is you don't typically have to have a destination. At least I don't. It's nice to have, but it definitely creates an adventure when you just kind of point it in a direction and go. All you're doing is burning fuel. But overall, I don't know if you can see, if I can get my camera down that low, my seating position is perfect for me. I'm 5'10", 250 pounds. They make two versions of this seat currently, which is a mid-rider, which is what I'm on, and then they make a king. And the king is for taller people that need more knee room here. It'll move you back about 1.5 inches back that way. But I do like my riding position. I am running some, I think they're called MRB. Don't quote me on this. I've had them on the bike for quite some time. Risers. So it pulls it back, pulls it up and back a little bit to me. And I can tell you, I always struggled with the seating position on the factory seat to where I didn't feel like my arms were relaxed. But with this seat, I don't know what it is and if it's just in my mind, but so far I feel like that my seating position is definitely really comfortable. So we'll get some more footage down the road, maybe some nice bike shots in front of some pretty areas. And then I'll do a final review at the end of my thoughts after running a few miles on it today. Stay tuned. We're still back at it, riding around on this new Ultimate seat. And just ate at Yanna's in Swansboro, North Carolina.
Like bananas.
Yep, Yanna's. They got the best apple fritters that you can ask for.
How you know you had strawberry?
That's right. Yep. I had the apple last time, but the strawberry was awesome. It was about like eating strawberry shortcakes to me.
It had a half a bag of sugar in it, white sugar.
It did, powder sugar.
You just passed the entrance, didn't you?
Did I?
Yep.
Okay. So we're doing a little state park thing, and we're going to try to go down here and get a stamp at Hammock Beach State Park. Man, that's a big old boat there, ain't it?
Good gracious, it is.
Where was the entrance at? Right back up here?
Oh, geez, yeah.
Next driveway.
On your left?
Yeah.
They got hiking trails here too, Christy. Here she goes, not wanting to talk again.
Christy's being silent.
Her head mic went out.
Yeah, right. It's pretty in here.
There's one right there. She'll do perfect.
Yeah, I told you. I told you it worked. Kevin's looking at
Future riders.
future riders, some gals. So if anybody's watching this and they happen to be that gal, I guess.
Hey, I'm interested.
Yeah, I guess he just paid you a compliment. Man, this is pretty. Let's see here where we want to park at.
Coastal Park of the Year.
What's your thoughts on the ultimate seats, Kevin? I mentioned you in a couple of the forum posts.
Well, I always loved mine. I had one, and I had the one that sets you back a little further, or like an inch and a half or something maybe. I always enjoyed mine, but it did take a little break-in period to get it softened up. So, what are you thinking so far?
I like it. You know, the seat is definitely firmer, of course, than the stock seat for sure. But I think I like the backrest because it's so easily adjustable on the fly. I can change and kind of take a little bit of pressure off my tailbone area just by changing that backrest. But I'm gonna tell you, you know, other than you know, for a seat that's not broken in, I will say that it's definitely a comfortable seat to me. Firmer is a little bit better, I guess. But I think the verdict is still out on Christie's. I don't think she dislikes it, but I don't think she's like super impressed with it.
Yeah, like I say, yeah, give it some time.
Yeah.
It took, I don't know, 1,000 to 1,500 miles before I really started enjoying mine. Which I had the little wider version. I don't know what they call mine. It's been so long since I had it.
You got the King. You had the King, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't need the King. As a matter of fact, I think it would set me back too far. Most of that was over 6 foot. I can't remember the weight wise. But the guy from Ultimate told me, he said that most definitely, he said I need to stay with this seat if I was happy with the seating position I was already on the bike. I think it's a pricey expenditure, I guess, if that's a word, but I think it's definitely a whole lot better than the factory seat. Not saying that don't work for some people. It just didn't work for me. I think it had a little bit to do with maybe my weight and how long we sit in the saddle. Overall, about talking about this seat, I think I'm tickled with my purchase. I don't think I'll go back to another seat. You know, I wouldn't send this one back to go back to sitting on the factory seat, if that makes sense. So
you can thank your president.
Well, he made it a little bit easier, but I've been thinking about buying one for quite some time. I would have got one eventually.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah. But it's still a lot of money when you'd rather be spending that money elsewhere.
What they tell you that they had sold hundreds of seats in the last few weeks?
Yeah, that was the biggest thing, you know, and I guess that was, you know, I probably would have talked myself out of it again. And been reading and watching YouTube videos and everything else up until now. But one thing you know, he was telling me, I asked him, we got to turn there.
Yeah, they cut this road off.
I got you.
This is part of that new construction.
I got you.
Just wheel right around. I'm going to do a 360 up here. I forgot they done that.
Yeah, that's right. This Sharon Church Road is the one. That's where Greg broke down one time. Had to come over here and get him. But anyway, getting back to the ultimate seats is he was telling me that when I checked on his inventory, because it was really dependent upon if they had a seat like a light, whether I would order one or buy something he had in stock, and they only had 2 seats. Of course, now this was for the heated ones. 2 seats for my bike. One of them was the red inlay, and I mentioned that before, which I didn't think would look good.
I think the one you chose looks great. Goes with the color of the bike real well.
Yeah, and that's most of the impressions I'm getting from everybody that's seen it. I just didn't want it to look too gaudy. But overall, I guess my final thoughts on the seat are, if you're on the fence about it, try it. You know, if worse come to worse, and you do have to send it back, all you got to do is pay shipping. I think it's a great company. Every time I called them and worried them, there's something in the road up here.
Yep, box.
A box.
Watch this car, get ready to meet you with it.
Oh, yeah. He come around it.
Yeah, you're good.
But overall, the seat's definitely worth investigating further if you are uncomfortable on yours. And I would definitely say try it. If you don't like it, you know, just be willing to eat that little bit of shipping and send it back. But I really think that after you do it, and again, this has probably been a 200 mile, maybe a 250 mile. We didn't set a trip this morning when we left. By the time we get home, probably might be about 250, but you know, just 250 miles on it. I'm not hurting nowhere near what I was when I was on the factory seat, and I was using an Airhawk seat cushion, which that definitely helped. But I'm very pleased again with my purchase. If anybody has any other questions, put them in the comments below, and I'll try to get back with you. Again, I think the seat's definitely worth buying at this point. Again, there's my boy right there and his wife, and Chrissy's back here. I can't get my head turned around that far. But if you like the video, like it, share it with your friends. I hope the video actually helps y'all make some decisions that I read on some Facebook posts and stuff like that. A lot of people wanted me to get back with them, so I'm going to use this as my format to do that. But again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you down the road.